The history of cheap buildings can be described in one word: relationships. In this video, you'll hear how the team has built success through relationships. Cheap Buildings has been around since 1966. Lots of history behind that. You're the 5th largest metal buildings manufacturer in the country. Am I right with that?
You are correct, Beth.
And so not only do you guys have a long history just with Chief in general from building buildings, but you personally have some really strong experience in the industry. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Yeah, obviously I didn't get these gray hairs overnight, but I just celebrated my 39th anniversary with Chief Buildings just last month, by the way. And so I've been in a lot of different positions in our industry, everything from estimating to sales to over manufacturing. So I've got a lot of history with metal buildings. And in conjunction with that, I've got a lot of history with the industry also. I currently serve on the Metal Building Manufacturers Trade Association board. We have about 40 metal building companies that are also involved in that board. And so it's a vibrant industry and a good industry to be in.
Mike, and you're not far behind that either. Maybe not as many gray hairs just yet, but you're getting there, I think.
Yeah, this hair coloring is working out pretty well here.
But you've been in the industry a long time as well.
Yeah, I started in the business in 1995, went to work for a general contractor, spent about 7-8 years learning the business there. We were metal building contractors then, stepped into a sales role for a competitor for about 13 years, and then found my forever home here at Chief 10 years ago.
And obviously it takes a team like this that has the experience, the skills, the understanding of how to work with customers to build that strong customer base. Dave, how many customers do you guys have in your dealer network?
I believe the number I heard this morning was 481, and they're located throughout the United States, and it's one of the best builder bases in our industry.
How do you build relationships like that and make them stick?
We really build our success on our relationships. We're only as successful as our builders. So I think they get that feeling over time. It just takes time. We've had builders that have been with us for 40 years, and I think our reputation sort of speaks for itself and builds from there.
Yeah. Even though we're the 5th largest, we do like to think that we're small in the way we take personal care with all our customers. I think you have to have the basics. We're going to provide a quality product. We're going to provide a fair price. We're going to give them great service. But what separates us from the other ones? And we really do care about the success of our customers. And so I think that shows when we're dealing with people. And then we like to have some fun along the way. It can't just be business all the time when you're working together. And so we do celebrate our victories along the way. And we've got a couple different ways that we do that. Mike, you want to elaborate on the loyalty trip that we do with our customers?
Yeah, it's something very unique in the industry. We bring our best builders, our most loyal customers, to an exotic place chosen by a certain person at this table. It's all expenses paid on Chief, and that's very unique compared to what maybe some of our competitors do. But it's all about having fun and making sure we're celebrating the relationship and the success we've had over the course of the year. And it's really built a tremendous base of loyalty. Really a tremendous thing for us.
And what I've heard, and I think it's just amazing, because not only are you having fun, but you are also celebrating successes, but you do it in a way that's really memorable. And so I know in your awards banquets, you guys don't just announce who the top one is and have them come up and stand for a picture. You guys do a really fun announcements, and you've done them different throughout the different years. What are some of the things that you guys have done to announce your top award winners?
Yeah, well, we've gotten special guest appearances from some imitators and maybe some big name people that have rolled out. We've gone out to the operations of our best builders, and we videotape how did they become that successful, and how did they incorporate metal buildings into their portfolios, and how did they become our best customer in life. So we do those type of videos in there, and then I think we just have some fun with some skits along the way and some stuff. Anything else you can think of, Mike?
No, you mentioned the guest celebrities that we had last year. We've turned our best builders into cartoon characters, into superheroes.
Yeah.
And created stories and videos for the whole group to watch. So, yeah, we try to keep it fun.
Yeah. So Mike talked a little bit about some of the locations, but last year we went to Canary Islands. Personally, myself, I've been everywhere from Australia to Greece to some of the warm weathers. So now I'm going to ask Beth the question: how many people did we take last year with us to Canary Islands?
The Canary Islands, we had 315 individuals with us, which is one of the larger, or not largest, buildings alone group that's ever been there.
Yeah.
But also, I know DJ asked the question, who in that room had ever been to the Canary Islands before? How many people raised their hand?
Yeah. None.
0.
Yeah, 0. So I think a lot of our competitors in the industry used to have these same type of rewards for their customers, and they got away from that. they lost a little bit of that relationship side, and I think that's just one of the things that separates us when it comes to that.
You know, you also you talk about the relationships and the celebration, and it's not just who your largest builder is, but you're celebrating their successes, their milestones as well. I know you've been to a number of different states when people are celebrating a specific year milestone. Talk a little bit about some of those other relationship or celebrations that you have with them.
Yeah, I'm going to give a couple examples, and I'll let Mike go, but an example of one that we didn't do that I think shows the power of relationships. When one of our better customers was in Ohio, and he was celebrating 50 years of business, and they invited us to come out to their celebration, and they basically gave us an entire wall of fame as part of the relationship in there, and I think that was one of the neatest things. And then we can do some of the smallest things. I mean, just yesterday or the day before, we did a taco truck with one of our better customers, and we went and celebrated some of the awards they've had. So we can do little things, and we can do some bigger things in life.
Yeah, we celebrate a lot of things, not just the business volume they're doing with us, but certainly their own longevity. And we do recognize how long people have been with us. We have special tier, we call it President's Club, and we recognize people for their loyalty, obviously, for a long period of time. And again, we have people that have been with us 40, 50 years. We have a Hall of Fame group, very limited number of people, but we make sure that we show our appreciation to them for all they do for us.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback on, he said a couple things, the different levels that you can achieve as a builder with Chief. But the President's Club is a group of business-minded owners, decision makers that we bring together once a year in a special event. And this year we're going to Louisville, Kentucky. We've got a special guest speaker. We got an arrangement of different things to do, everything from golf to city tours to distillery tours, of course. Just another activity to have some fun, but celebrate some business and let like-minded people get together and talk about what makes success for them. And they share a lot of great stories amongst themselves. So it's really a great club. And then we talk about the Hall of Fame, and that's really almost the highest level you can achieve with Chief. And we actually dedicate a wall in our conference rooms that have their names, and I can't think of how many in there, maybe 16 different people in the Hall of Fame. It's a very small select group out of the 481 builders that we have today.
And you talk about those relationships, and it's not just between Chief Buildings and your end customer, but we also have a sister division that we like to throw in there because they transport all of your material to your job sites. Those relationships impact your end customers as well and your builders.
Yeah, I think I'm going to let Mike talk about some of the feedback that he gets from our customers when they receive steel on site, knowing that we're delivering them ourselves and on time.
Yeah, it's no secret that the trucking industry is challenged, right? Everybody's having trouble finding qualified people to work, but more and more people are less inclined to be away from their families for an extended period of time, so it's hard to find truckers that'll go out for multiple days in a row. And we hear horror stories from customers who have had experiences with other brands where these independent truckers, they just have no accountability. They show up when they want to show up, if they show up at all. And so we're very, very fortunate to have Chief Carriers as a sister division. That's a huge value-added proposition for our customers, and it gives us a big sense of relief that we can count on somebody that's going to deliver on time and do it safely.
And so beyond just some of the on-time deliveries, Mike, what do you often hear from your customers about why do they work with Chief?
Yeah, we hear a lot of things. I think the thing that I hear the most, and we work with a lot of building installers, erectors, and ultimately the building's only as good as the people who are putting it up. But the erectors will tell us that our buildings go together better than any other brand. They always brag about how well it goes together. And then, our primer, which, isn't the most exciting thing to talk about. But the fact of the matter is the building parts are exposed to the elements for a period of time while they're being transported or out in the field before they're put up. And our primer will withstand the elements far better than any of our competitors. And we get a lot of kudos on that as well.
Yeah, I just want to jump in there for a second. We talked about delivering a building on time, complete, with no shortages, and fits up great. But there's also another level of service. Not every job site, I think any contractor would know, construction is not a perfect science, and there's things that happen on either side of the fence that cause hurdles to go through. And I think that's one of our strengths, is that we're willing to work with our customers to make sure we get over that hurdle together, and we help each other out along the way. So we certainly aren't perfect, but we certainly understand that our role is to make that situation better right away.
Well, I think it just goes to show the conversation that we work with like-minded people. Obviously, Chief is a family-owned business. I think that's a huge aspect for what we have and what sets us apart. But we're also working with generational companies as well. And their grandfather started it, and their son, and now their grandson is continuing that partnership with us. And so I think it just goes to a kudos to the team for all the relationships that we're building. And we can see that that's going to live on for a long time, and we can see those partnerships continuing generation after generation, which is exactly what we're doing here internally as well. So kudos to the team, and obviously you build some really amazing relationships with their partners. Learn more about Chief Buildings at their website. The link is below.